Hello, I'm Dr. Hamilton Stubbs. I'm a double board certified sleep specialist and certified nutrition specialist, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going live today to share a few tips on how to sleep better. I like to focus on the intersection of sleep and food. If those are the topics that interest you, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit notifications. And if you like the content, share it. I'd love to have you join our family. So sometimes, as a sleep specialist, I have people come in and they tell me that they're not able to go to sleep. Well, about a third of the people who come in have already tried some of the things over the counter that help them sleep. Most people. They weren't helping the people who came to see me, and that's why they come to see me. But a lot of the things that are over the counter are actually very good options if you use them correctly. So, using them correctly means you have to get yourself in an environment that is conducive to sleep, and that includes your internal environment as well as your external environment. So, when we are trying to get a good night's sleep, one of the things we need to do is pay attention to what we're doing during the day. Sleep preparation doesn't start the 30 minutes before you go to bed. It's part of the whole 24-hour cycle. For example, when you wake up in the morning, if you are going to wake up completely, you need to turn off the mechanisms that generate melatonin. This involves getting some exposure to sunlight or just to light. If you are in a place where you can go outside and get some sunlight, that is going to help you wake up better. Then during the day, if you are eating foods, you have to remember that some foods are going to disrupt sleep. Two of the common culprits of sleep disruption from foods include sugar and caffeine. When you drink too much of either caffeine or eat too much sugar, this can disrupt your sleep, even if it's not taken right at the time of going to bed. So let's start with caffeine because coffee is probably the number one beverage in the United States, and tea is probably the number one beverage across the world, and both of those include some caffeine. Now, the amount of caffeine may differ depending on how it was processed, but they all tend to have, um, all forms of them tend to have some caffeine, even if it's small amounts. Even the decaffeinated coffee and decaffeinated tea will have some small amount of caffeine, which needs to be taken in consideration if you're having a problem falling asleep. So, one of the key things about sleeping well and having a diet that allows you to do so is not to drink caffeine too close to bedtime. By that I mean within 6 hours of when you want to go to bed. So let me give you an example that's easy to visualize. Let's just say it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you have to get through your last couple of hours of work. You're tired, having difficulty focusing, and you just need to get a little boost of energy. So you grab yourself some coffee. Let's say 1 cup didn't do it, so you had 2 cups. Now you're wide awake, you're focused, you're ready to do that extra work to get through the day. The problem is, caffeine has a half life of about 4 to 6 hours. So, depending on your health, what you're eating, and other medications that might need to go through the same system that gets rid of caffeine, your half life for caffeine in your body could be 4 to 6 hours. So let's just say it's 6 hours. If you drink 2 cups of coffee at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you want to go to bed around 9, now that would be a little early, but we're doing this for visualization purposes. You would still have 1 cup of caffeine coffee in your system. And coffee is known to be a stimulant that will cause arousals. It causes the wakefulness brain pattern to be superimposed on the patterns of sleep. So even if you do fall asleep with caffeine on board, you don't get the same quality of sleep. It's not quite restorative, and you wake up feeling like you didn't get a good night's sleep. Sugar does something very similar. And when we feel tired, sometimes we get something sweet to go along with that cup of coffee. It might be a muffin, or it could be a candy bar. Whatever your form of sugar is, it's going to have the same effect on your body and your sleep patterns. So, what sugar does is fragments your sleep. It makes it a little difficult for you to get into deep sleep and to stay in your sleep cycles. So, your sleep will be kind of choppy and it tends to decrease the amount of dream sleep that you're going to get. At the end of your sleep period, you won't be quite as well rested as if you were sleeping without having had that sugar. So, eliminating the sugar from your diet may be kind of challenging. That's why I do the 5 day low added sugar detox challenge. It's going on now. You can join it if you like, and then I run it regularly. So, if you miss it by the time you see this video, then just sign up for the next one. Those 5 day challenges are free. And what they're going to do is teach you about how to eat sugar. I like to say more responsibly because sugar can be addictive, just like other um, medications or things, alcohol. It has an addictive quality. So you want to try to get less sugar into your system. And one of the ways is to cut back and follow the American Heart Association's guidelines for added sugar. It's 6 teaspoons a day for women and 9 for men. Now, I still wouldn't have those too close to bedtime. Although sugar does cause fatigue, it doesn't cause a good quality of sleep. Caffeine is something that people like to have usually early in the morning, but it's really not a good time for you to get your caffeine first thing in the morning. If you find that you wake up and you need caffeine, then you probably didn't get a good night's sleep or something else is going on with your body. In the morning times, we have a high cortisol level. It's the circadian pattern of the cortisol uh, cortisol system. And when you have caffeine, early in the morning, you suppress your biological mechanisms for making cortisol because caffeine will stimulate cortisol levels. So push your caffeine back a little in the daytime to between um, maybe 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Try not to have your caffeine the 6 hours before bedtime. And if you do, drink it sparingly, knowing that half of it may still be in your system when you want to go to bed. So I hope that helps you with a few tips on how to get a good night's sleep. Thanks for watching. This is Dr. Hamilton Stubbs, and you're listening to me at my channel, Total Sleep and Wellness, and we focus on sleep and nutrition. See you next time.